At 26, Dave Meyers' career came to a horrifying end. He was the number 2 draft pick. He was the centerpiece of the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar trade. He was a rising star on a winning team. Then in 1980, he shocked the basketball world by walking away from it all. But here's the truth they never told you. This wasn't a tragedy. This was one of the bravest decisions in sports history. Dave Meyers didn't lose his way. He found it. This is the story of a man who gave up NBA stardom to discover something far more valuable. Before Dave Meyers became the player who walked away, he was a champion who stayed to finish the job. At UCLA, he transformed from a backup into a legend. In his first season, the 1972-73 team went 30-0 with future Hall of Famers Bill Walton and Jamal Wilkes. Dave came off the bench. He averaged just 4.9 points and 2.9 rebounds, but his hustle stood out. He was named the team's top defensive player. Coach John Wooden called him a gangly colt, a raw player finding his place. As a junior, Dave moved into the starting lineup. His numbers jumped to 11.4 points and 5.7 rebounds per game. UCLA gave him the Bruin Bench Award for the most improved player. He was becoming a cornerstone. Then came his senior year, 1974-75. Walton and Wilkes had graduated. Dave was now the lone senior starter. He became team captain. His teammate Richard Washington later said Dave's leadership helped everyone relax and just play basketball. He led by example alongside future All-Americans Marcus Johnson and Richard Washington. Dave led the team in both scoring and rebounding. He averaged 18.3 points and 7.9 rebounds. He earned consensus first-team All-American honors. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover with the headline, "UCLA Still Best in the West." The season peaked at the 1975 NCAA championship game in Dave's hometown of San Diego. UCLA faced Kentucky. It was the final game of John Wooden's legendary coaching career. Dave delivered a masterpiece. He scored 24 points and grabbed 11 rebounds. UCLA won 92-85. It was their 10th national title. Dave was the captain of Wooden's last dance. Who do you think is the best leader in college basketball today? Let us know your pick in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about sports legends. After that triumphant senior season, Dave was one of the most wanted players in the country. The Los Angeles Lakers drafted him 2nd overall in 1975. For the San Diego native, it was a dream come true. The Lakers signed him to a 5-year deal worth $1.6 million. But his time with the Lakers lasted just 19 days. On June 16, 1975, Dave became the centerpiece of a blockbuster trade. The Lakers sent Dave, veteran center Elmore Smith, and rookies Junior Bridgman and Brian Winters to the Milwaukee Bucks. In return, Los Angeles got the reigning MVP, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The trade was massive. It changed 2 franchises for the next decade. For the Lakers, it laid the foundation for the Showtime dynasty of the 1980s. The backstory began in October 1974. Kareem privately told the Bucks he wanted out. He had grown unhappy with Milwaukee. He found the city too small and incompatible with his lifestyle and Muslim faith. He requested a trade to New York or Los Angeles. He even threatened to sit out a season. Milwaukee's plan was to rebuild with young talent. The Lakers' first offer was rejected. Milwaukee insisted the deal include the Lakers' young players and draft picks. That made Dave, the number 2 pick, indispensable. He and Bridgman represented the future Milwaukee was betting on. The Bucks president later said the trade saved their franchise, but the trade had another impact on Dave's life. One of the players traded with him was Elmore Smith. In 1975, Smith was baptized as a Jehovah's Witness. The deal that launched Dave's pro career also placed him next to a teammate who practiced the faith that would later change everything. Dave's first 2 seasons with the Bucks were solid. As a rookie, he played 72 games and averaged 7.4 points and 6.2 rebounds. He showed his scoring potential early, posting 28 points in just his 3rd NBA game. In his second year, his production increased to 9.7 points and 6.8 rebounds. The 1977-78 season was his breakout. Reunited with his UCLA teammate Marcus Johnson, Dave became a full-time starter. He played 80 games and posted career highs with 14.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 3.0 assists. On November 15, 1977, he scored a career-high 32 points against the Portland Trail Blazers. With Dave and Johnson leading the way, the Bucks finished 44-38. At just 24 years old, Dave looked like a future All-Star. Then everything stopped. During the 1978-79 season, Dave suffered a severe back injury. He missed the entire year. The injury robbed him of a year in his athletic prime, but it also gave him something unexpected: time to reflect. Later, Dave called that time away a blessing in disguise. Freed from the grueling NBA travel schedule, he was home with his family every day. He experienced a different way of life. That summer, he made a decision in his heart. He would retire from basketball after his contract was fulfilled. Dave returned for the 1979-80 season. He played 79 games and averaged 12.1 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. He was a key starter on a Bucks team that won the Midwest Division with a 49-33 record. His performance showed he was still highly effective. That made what happened next even more shocking. On April 30th, 1980, Dave announced his retirement from the NBA. He was just 26 years old. The stated reasons were clear. He wanted to spend more time with his family and devote more time to his Jehovah's Witness faith. Dave's journey into his faith had begun years earlier. He was introduced to the Jehovah's Witnesses by Jessica Smith, the wife of his teammate Elmore Smith. Over time, his devotion grew. The demands of professional basketball started to feel like an obstacle to his spiritual life. He later explained that he began to resent the time basketball was taking from his preaching work. The constant travel isolated him from his faith's core activities. When he told the Bucks owner about his decision, he made his values clear. He rejected the suggestion that he could simply donate a portion of his salary. He said being a witness is more than donating money. His spiritual commitment was deeply tied to his role as a husband and father. He had married his wife, Linda, in 1975. They had 2 young children, Crystal and Sean. Dave felt the NBA lifestyle took him away from his family responsibilities. The year he spent injured was the turning point. It allowed him to experience daily life with his family. It was a stark contrast to the life of a professional athlete. That's when he resolved to retire. The announcement shocked the sports world. His teammate Sidney Moncrief said what really impressed him was that Dave was saying life is more important than basketball. Right after the news, tempting offers poured in. The Bucks offered him a better contract. The Lakers and Supersonics reached out. The Lakers even offered to pay his moving expenses back to California. Dave turned them all down. His decision was a final, deeply held conviction. Dave's retirement was rare. Not many athletes in their prime walk away for personal principle. Sandy Koufax refused to start Game 1 of the 1965 World Series because it fell on Yom Kippur. Like Dave, he quietly prioritized principle over professional obligation. Pavel Datsyuk left the Detroit Red Wings to be closer to his teenage daughter. This echoes Dave's powerful commitment to family. Unlike many who retire due to burnout, Dave still loved basketball. His decision wasn't a rejection of the sport. It was a recognition that the life required to play it at the highest level was no longer compatible with the man he wanted to be. His faith and family weren't things to balance against his career. They were the very center of his existence. His actions represented a powerful rejection of the materialism of the professional sports world in favor of what he considered spiritual and familial wealth. After stepping away from the NBA, Dave didn't seek fame. He lived a life that fulfilled the principles behind his retirement. He first took a job as a sales representative for Motorola. During this time, he enrolled in night classes at National University. He earned his teaching certificate. In 1988, he found his second calling. For many years, Dave served as an elementary school teacher at Railroad Canyon Elementary School in Lake Elsinore, California. He taught 4th and 6th grade. A 1999 Sports Illustrated article said he had that John Wooden gleam in his eye. He led students in reading drills with the same focus he once applied to basketball. Dave consciously retreated from public life. He rarely gave interviews about his basketball past. According to one report, he declined to be interviewed for a retrospective article. He stated simply that he just wants to live his life. His life was devoted to the 3 pillars he prioritized in 1980: his family, his teaching, and his faith. He didn't completely abandon basketball. He served as a private basketball instructor and ran camps for children. He enjoyed teaching fundamentals to young players, but had no desire to return to the high-pressure world of competitive coaching. Dave Meyers died at his home in Temecula, California, on October 9, 2015. He was 62 years old. He had been battling cancer for nearly a year. His former UCLA and Bucks teammate Marcus Johnson wrote on Twitter, "One of the true warriors in UCLA history has gone on to glory. Dave Meyers was our captain in '75 and as tenacious a player ever. R.I.P." His post-NBA life proved the sincerity of his retirement. It wasn't a temporary escape. It was a permanent commitment to a different set of values. For 35 years, he lived the life he chose, one of quiet service and personal fulfillment. Dave Meyers is often remembered for what his career wasn't. It wasn't the long, decorated NBA journey his number 2 draft pick suggested. But to define his life by the career he left behind is to miss the essence of the man and the true significance of his legacy. His story is one of profound choice. On the court, he was a fierce competitor. He captained John Wooden's final championship team with a tenacity that belied his gentle off-court nature. He reached the pinnacle of college basketball and was on a clear path to NBA stardom. But his most defining moments came in the quiet decisions he made about how he would live his life. By walking away at 26, Dave offered a powerful counter-narrative to the conventional script of athletic success. He chose a life of principle over celebrity. He showed that deeper fulfillment could be found in faith, family, and teaching children in a 4th grade classroom. His post-basketball life wasn't a retreat. It was an arrival, the complete realization of the values he had come to hold most dear. He was inducted into the Pac-12 Hall of Honor in 2015 and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame in 2024. These honors serve as fitting recognition of the on-court greatness that made his personal journey so remarkable. Ultimately, Dave Meyers' legacy is not one of a career cut short. It's a life fully and deliberately chosen. He achieved the dream of millions. Then he discovered and bravely embraced a more meaningful reality of his own making. The lie wasn't about how he died. The lie was calling his choice a tragedy. Dave Meyers didn't suffer a horrifying end. He found a beautiful beginning. If you were inspired by his journey, hit the like button and subscribe for more untold stories. Thanks for watching.